Arsenal 6, West Ham United 0, an absolute humiliation, an annihilation, a baptism under the fire for the Hammers, who were categorically ripped apart limb from the opening minute. One of the most dominant displays, not only will you see this season in the Premier League, but one of the best and most dominant away performances in the history of this fantastic league. The amount of goals scored, the quality of goals, the possession-based statistics, the fact that West Ham did not lay a single glove. And it appears as we come into the back end of the season, what myself and a lot of people that can put their bias aside, coupled with a lot of Arsenal fans felt, is now starting to come to fruition. The team that started the season purposefully a little bit slower, a little bit more, I don't want to use the word laid back, but they were not playing at the same speed as last year. But this was all about the second half of the season, clicking into gear and having that blood and that energy remaining in their legs. And what we saw today from Arsenal has been the same, by the way, in every performance since their winter break. Fast, direct, quick-paced football, killer instinct, and that is now 16 goals in their last 4 Premier League games. I always knew they were going to be in the title race this year. They are 100% in this title race. Arsenal are a scary, dangerous, potent outfit, and anybody doubting their credentials as title contenders, anybody twisting the narrative to, yeah, but City are the favourites, you're just deluding yourself. You're just making yourself angry. Arsenal are no longer the whipping boys of the top 6. Arsenal are no longer this mediocre, weak-minded team that can be pushed around. It goes to show that the celebrating last week, the over-celebrating according to the mainstream media, was an absolute nonsense. There wasn't a single sign, a single shred of complacency from this Arsenal team. They've also, in the last 2 weeks, ironically in back-to-back games, very much laid a ghost to rest. It was against Liverpool and West Ham, a slightly later stage of the season, but definitely in the second half of the campaign last year, where their title race really stopped. And to go back to the ground where it all really fell apart against West Ham United after taking a 2-0 lead, not only to beat them on the backdrop of having lost the game twice to them already this season, but to lay that ghost to rest, to put that bad memory behind them, to move on to the next game now with so much confidence brimming throughout every single pore of this football team, the squad, the management. It was fantastic for Arsenal from a psychological standpoint to get that done. And for me, this clearly demonstrates a team that has grown since last year, a team that is more mentally resilient. And the player in which I think has been a huge catalyst in this, the player in which I think has made this so possible, is Declan Rice. For me, the man of the match performer today. I'll get on to Saka in a minute, that I thought was great. I thought Odegaard dictated play very well. Defensively, it was an absolute masterclass. But Declan Rice controlled the game. Declan Rice ran the midfield. He created 2 goals with one. Listen, who knew he was that good at crossing balls? When he first started taking corners a few weeks ago for Arsenal, people were laughing. They're not laughing anymore. Got those 2 assists, and then he topped the day off. He put the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake, with an absolute thunderbolt against his old team. For me, it was almost the cutting of the umbilical cord. That he's been an Arsenal player since the summer, and I get that. But it was almost like, this is it. This is the final goodbye. This is no more. You booed me. You mocked me. You also helped make me. But I'm Arsenal now. And that's almost what this performance and the output surrounding it really represented. I've said it for a while. The best £100 million player in Premier League history. If you look at all the players purchased for in and around that amount of money, he's the one who's been the most consistent. He's taken to his new club like a duck to water. He's gone up a level, in fact, since that move. And today was just such the epitome of this new, calmer, more resilient Arsenal team, who, yes, don't have as many points as this stage last year, but in my humble opinion, are a better team in terms of title credentials. Last year, when they were playing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, swashbuckling football, a little bit gung-ho and cavalier, What a lot of us didn't see coming was the backside of the season when the fatigue came in, and you realize, you know what? There was a little immaturity. They were playing too hard, too fast, too early in the season. What you are now seeing is a more reserved Arsenal team that understand that this is a marathon and not a sprint. And we have to analyze each game, of course we do. But there are so many crazy assumptions being made earlier on this season that everybody too quickly wrote them out of a title race. They're a scary team. They're a dangerous team. They're a potent team. And what they just did today to West Ham, I think is illegal in most of Europe. Thank God we've left the EU, as we might be up for humanitarian charges today with what they just did to West Ham. They put them to bed like you would not believe. And the response as well. So what was yesterday a comfortable win for Manchester City, with pressure being put upon Liverpool and Arsenal. And then Liverpool themselves, their fans not happy with the overarching performance, but they walked away with 3 points. Arsenal had to respond. Would Arsenal over-celebrating last week hinder them? Not on your Nelly. Not on your Nelly. I still don't believe Arsenal are the favourites to win the league. I don't, as of right now. But they have a chance. They have a significant chance of winning this with the quality that they are, the displays they're putting in. And it isn't even the goals. It's not the goals, it's the control of the games. I understand the goals make a game more entertaining, but the control they have in matches, the fact they're barely progressed upon by everyone they play, pretty much, is ridiculous. Now, I want to speak Bukayo Saka as well. In my part of the show before the panel come out. And the reason I want to speak about Bukayo Saka, from an outputs point of view, he's probably going to have his best season in an Arsenal shirt. He made it over 100 GA in 231 league appearances today. And by the way, 30 to 40 of those league appearances were at left back. So from an attacking point of view, he's got an amazing ratio for such a young player. But he's been criticised a lot this year, sometimes fairly, sometimes ridiculously, for the lack of performances. But today was a stellar performance. Today, he was dangerous. He was everywhere. He should have scored 2 goals before brilliantly winning the penalty. Scored the penalty, scored an excellent goal in the second half. The game was already gone, of course. Was able to be taken off nice and early as well. And I think that would really impress and make Arsenal fans happy that some of their stars got to have that rest. But I thought Bukayo Saka today was nothing short of spectacular. And everything that I thought would happen in the second half of the campaign is starting to. Players that were out of form that needed dropping are starting to find their feet, starting to find form. Arsenal moving the ball quicker. Arsenal scoring more goals. In fact, when you look at the league table, and it's up on the screen now, yes, Liverpool top, Arsenal that sit there in third. 2 points separate the top 3, but Arsenal and Man City both on plus 31 goal difference, and Liverpool on plus 32 goal difference. Goals scored for Arsenal 53. Goals scored for City 56. Goals scored for Liverpool 55. But I thought Arsenal didn't score goals. We were all told. There's no way Arsenal can be in a title race with a lack of goals. When it comes to the defense, best defense in the league. It's a serious outfit, and it's frustrated me the poor level of analysis surrounding them. Equally, what you'll now get is people saying, well, they must win the league from this point. Well, no, they're not the best team in England. That's how good Man City are, that this Arsenal team, who are astoundingly good, are not the favourites to win our league. I think if Arsenal were German, I think if Arsenal were Spanish, I think if Arsenal were Italian, definitely if they were Portuguese or French, they'd be winning their respective league. I genuinely, as a league team, I think they're that good. Champions League's another story. But in the league, they are so good. They are so good that they have been practically neck and neck now for 18 months with the best team in the world, Manchester City. And that is no mean feat. Real Madrid might pick them actually in La Liga. Real Madrid are a phenomenal side. But you get my point. I don't think Real Madrid, by the way, are as good as Man City. Much of a muchness at league level. They are that good. And people can say Terry's twerking. I'm just praising what is a fantastic team. And I actually praise Liverpool, by the way, and Spurs for their wins yesterday, more than their own fans did, if you want to get onto that. But they didn't just go away from home to West Ham and win 6-0. And by the way, if they hadn't have taken their best players off and took their foot off the gas, this could have been 7, 8, 9, 10. They made West Ham fans go home at half-time. About 20,000 minimum left. Westfield is packed, bruv. Westfield was busy, my G. So you can call it whatever you want. But viewers, do me a big favor and smash that like button. By the way, I want to see you all back for the Man United match review as well. I know you're not all Man United fans, but it's my team. Come support me in the terrace. Forget my club. Probably lose anyway, but come back. I want to see you all there. Let's do some of these super chats before I bring my panel out. We've got Sard. We've got Matt. We've got Halftime Hooks. We've got Man Like Gunner Souls. My brother's back. I ain't seen him